Hello everybody, this is Jeff Womack with EXE Automated Solutions, and today we're going to be talking about working with pictures and attachments. So let's get started. I'll just log in. So the pictures and attachments are all in this area, under this tab right here. So if you click on this tab, it will take you to this area here where there's pictures and attachments. And the way the attachments work is when you create tags or import tags in the database, and you come to this page, what it'll actually do is it'll create a folder for every tag that you have under the attachments folder in the root directory. So when you put an attachment into this area, what you're actually doing is placing it in a folder that is named this under the attachments, the name of the same as that tag. So if I show you here, I can show you that it created a folder for everything. Now, it doesn't discriminate whether or not you have attachments in it. It just goes ahead and creates a folder for every tag you have. That way, if you navigate to a tag, any tag, and you put something in here, it'll automatically place it in the folder that's associated with that tag. And one of the neat things about this database here is, say if I were to go to this folder right here, and then I wanted to go to the devices, and say if I had to do a name change on that device, I'll just throw a character at the end and hit save. If I go back to attachments here, it renamed that folder as the name that you changed it. So that all happens automatically. So I'll just go back here and I'll change the name of this back. And I'll go back to attachments. So in the attachments folders, there's two sections of the attachments. There's a folder for every tag, and then this area here is a general folder. So when you look into the folder for the general folder, you can see in the attachments at the very top here, it just created a folder called general. So any attachment you put in here will always show up in this section right here. So the attachments can be any file type and any picture type. This area right here is the area where, especially if you're carrying a tablet around the facility and you want to take a picture of a panel, if you have a panel name under a panel data type, you can take pictures of the panels, or you can go to a device and take pictures of that device, and it'll save the picture name under here. So what I'll do is I'll take a quick picture here, and I'll show you a little bit about how the auto file naming convention works for the pictures. So right now I'll just go ahead and take a picture. So what it did is it automatically named the picture the same as what this tag is right here. And being that there's no JPEG pictures in here right now, it automatically gave it a picture name number index of 1. So if I save that picture, what it'll do is it'll put the picture under here. You don't have to keep the same naming convention if you don't want to. I could say go rename this, and I could just type in ONE or anything. I can rename it. So if I were to go ahead and take another picture, what it does is if you don't have any numerical values in here, it'll just count the amount of pictures you have in there, JPEGs, and it'll increment the next picture name by one above the amount of the count. So if I save this picture here, but say I was on my 23rd picture, so I'll just rename this picture as number 23. What the next time you take a picture, what it'll do is it'll look at the this value right here, and it'll compare it against the number of pictures you have in here. And if this value is higher than the number of pictures in here, it'll automatically increment the picture number one higher than what this is. What this does is it allows you to custom name your pictures without inadvertently writing over another picture. Or if I created a picture and I deleted a picture, I'll just create a couple more pictures and show you. And I'll save that. And then I'll take another picture. And you notice it automatically incremented to 25. But now say I go, I'll just save that one there. So say if you go and say, I don't want this picture in here anymore, and I don't want this picture in here anymore. So right now you've only got two pictures in here. One of them is a custom name, and one of them's named -25. So being that there's only two pictures in here, but one's 25, if I take the next picture and hit save, what it does is if there's a 25 in any of these, it'll name the next one higher, even though there's only two pictures. So if I were to name this other file right here, I'll just rename this as 2. So now I've got two pictures in here, and there's no numerical value on this section of the picture. So when I take a new picture now, what it'll do is it'll count the amount of pictures in here, and it'll name this one picture 3. So that's how the auto naming works when you take pictures. And basically what you can do now is you can rotate the picture, and if say I saved the picture and I wanted to rotate it a different way, so I can save it again, and it'll tell me that already exists. Do you wish to give it a different name? And I said no. And then what it did is it just overwrote this picture right here as soon as it opens. There, see, it overwrites the picture, and this picture in here and these two match now. So on the picture object here, I can, if I'm using a USB camera or something like that, I can select a source and I can switch it from a Windows camera app to USB. I can choose any one of these sources, but the ones that you would normally use is USB or camera app. Now, if you were using a tablet, what you do is you would go take a picture, and typically on a tablet you would have a spot right here where you could reverse it to the other camera on the front of the tablet rather than facing you. And when you do that, every time you take a picture with that tablet, it will automatically go to the front camera that you chose. So you don't have to reselect it all the time. So now say you have a whole bunch of pictures. I'll just throw a picture in another folder. So I've got this picture here that I took, and it automatically named it JT4580 pick 1. But say if I have a picture there and I realize I'm in the wrong tag, if I switch the tag, it automatically will rename the picture. So that's very handy, especially if you're taking a bunch of pictures and linking it to different tags. You don't have to worry about naming each picture, which saves you a bunch of time. So I'll save this picture to here, and I'll go to another folder, and I'll just take a picture and save it to the other folder. So now that I've got pictures in several folders, there's especially if I want to save or send all these pictures to everybody else on who's using the LittleFoot front end on the network. Like the drawings, I can press send the pictures up to the server, and then everybody else can just hit receive pictures from the server, and they will get all the pictures I've just taken. If someone comes up to you and asks you to just give them all the pictures in one folder, what I did is I created this button right here, which will allow you to send every picture that's named with the tag name and the numerical value. You can select a folder, and I'll just put a folder here called new folder, and I'll just call it all pictures. And then I'll select that. So I've selected all pictures and I hit OK. So what that did effectively is, I'll just go into the root directory here. And here's the folder I created called all pictures. So it took all those pictures I took, and here I'll just change the view so it's details. So you can see that I took the 3 pictures at ES4505. So what it did is it took all those pictures and just concatenated them, or brought them to scraped them all together into one folder so that you can just give someone the folder with all the pictures in it and away they go. So that concludes taking pictures and handling file attachments in LittleFoot. I thank you for watching and have a wonderful day.